Imagine being so great at your craft that you don't just win championships. You become the face of an entire city, a living legend whose name will be remembered for generations. That was Bernie Parent, the Hall of Fame goaltender who gave the Philadelphia Flyers their proudest hockey moments. Today, the hockey world is grieving as we say goodbye to this legendary figure. Bernie Parent, the man who anchored the Flyers to their only 2 Stanley Cup titles, has passed away at the age of 80. The sad news was confirmed on Sunday by the Flyers organization, though they provided no immediate details about his passing. Parent's longtime friend and teammate, former Flyers defenseman Joe Watson, later shared that Bernie had died peacefully in his sleep. Watson's words gave some comfort to grieving fans, but also revealed the truth of Parent's final days. Just 2 nights earlier, the two had been together at an event in Delaware, surrounded by other Flyers alumni. Watson recalled seeing Parent in significant pain from a bad back, struggling even to walk. Yet despite his suffering, he was smiling, joking, and enjoying the night with friends. That was the spirit of Bernie Parent, a man who never let hardship dim his light. For Flyers fans, Bernie Parent wasn't just a player. He was the player, the goalie who stood like a wall during one of hockey's toughest eras. Known for his piercing stare behind that classic fiberglass mask, he became an intimidating presence on the ice and an icon off it. In fact, his unforgettable look and unmatched performances earned him a spot on the cover of Time magazine in 1975, a rare honor for a hockey player and proof of his status as one of the biggest stars in sports at the time. Parent's greatness was most evident during the Flyers' Broad Street Bullies era of the 1970s, when Philadelphia shocked the hockey world by winning back-to-back Stanley Cups in 1974 and 1975. This achievement was monumental, not just for Parent, but for the entire NHL. The Flyers became the first expansion team to ever win the championship, breaking the dominance of the league's original 6 franchises. And at the center of it all was Bernie Parent, the goalie whose brilliance gave the Flyers their chance at history. During those 2 magical years, Parent accomplished what few goalies ever have. He not only backstopped the Flyers to championships, but also won the Conn Smythe Trophy as the most valuable player of the playoffs and the Vezina Trophy as the league's top goalie in consecutive seasons. That kind of dominance is almost unheard of, and it's why he's still celebrated as one of the greatest goaltenders of all time. Teammates often said that with Bernie in goal, they felt unstoppable. Fans believed it too, and they were right. But Bernie Parent was more than just his numbers, trophies, or magazine covers. He was a man who deeply loved Philadelphia and gave back to the city every chance he had. The Flyers, in their official statement, captured it perfectly. The legend of Bernie Parent reached far beyond the ice and his accolades. Bernie had a deep love for Philadelphia and fans of the Flyers. He was passionate about his role as an ambassador for Ed Snyder youth hockey and education, and inspired an entire generation of hockey fans. He dedicated his time, energy, and enthusiasm to not only grow the game, but also to spread joy to anyone he encountered. This was the essence of Bernie Parent. After retiring in 1979 due to a devastating eye injury, an accidental stick to the right eye that caused temporary blindness and forced him to leave the game far too soon, he never disappeared from the hockey world. Instead, he dedicated himself to inspiring others. He became a mentor, an ambassador, and a beloved figure who carried the Flyers' spirit everywhere he went. Of course, his legacy in hockey is unshakable. In 1984, he was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame, becoming the first Flyers player to ever receive that honor. He also still holds the Flyers franchise record for most career shutouts, with 50, a testament to his unmatched consistency and skill. His jersey number 1 was retired by the Flyers, and it hangs proudly in the rafters of the Wells Fargo Center, reminding every fan who looks up of the man who brought glory to their city. But beyond all of his accomplishments, it was Bernie's personality that made him unforgettable. He had a charisma and a sense of humor that connected with fans instantly. Perhaps the best example of this was his famous saying, "Only the Lord saves more than Bernie Parent." It was a line that showed both his confidence and his charm, and it became part of Flyers lore. Fans loved him for that, and it made him larger than life. Even in his later years, Parent remained a fixture at Flyers events, alumni gatherings, and charity functions. He was always willing to share stories, take photos, and laugh with fans. To many, he wasn't just a hockey legend. He was a friend, someone who never forgot the people who supported him. Now, with his passing, tributes are pouring in from across the hockey world. Former teammates are remembering him as a fierce competitor and a loyal friend. Fans are sharing memories of his incredible saves, his championship parades, and the pride he brought to Philadelphia. The city has lost not just a hockey star, but one of its true icons. As we reflect on Bernie Parent's life, we see a story of greatness, resilience, and heart. He rose to the very top of his sport, faced devastating setbacks, but never stopped giving back. He was a champion on the ice and a role model off of it. His legacy will live forever, not just in banners and trophies, but in the hearts of everyone who had the privilege of watching him play or meeting him in person. In the end, Bernie Parent was more than a goalie. He was the soul of the Flyers, the pride of Philadelphia, and a symbol of what it means to leave everything you have on the ice. Though he has left us, his memory will never fade. Every time fans see that number 1 in the rafters, every time they talk about the greatest goaltenders in history, and every time they recall the glory days of the Broad Street Bullies, they will think of him. Rest in peace, Bernie Parent. You were a champion, an inspiration, and a legend. Philadelphia will never forget you.